Alright guys, hi, welcome back to part 2. Again, this is Gretchen Laporte, and I'm sharing my Art Nouveau personal junk journal that I made for myself. And I must be talking too much or something, because, yeah, my video keeps switching off before I can even get too much done. So we're going to try to just kind of flip through this quick. If you see anything and you have questions, by all means, in the groups or on my YouTube channel, if I can successfully upload this to it, you can leave them in the comments or just ask me outright by messaging me. I have no problems with that, and I'd be happy to go over if I didn't go into detail on something. Okay, so we have a little band of lace, again, lace that I spritzed over some of my other pages to give that look. Okay, some more journaling space. More images. Again, this right here is actually the back side of one of the pockets I made, and I just wanted to make that pocket a little bit longer so that I could sew it into the sorry, I'll find it here eventually. Ooh. There it is. Okay, so this right here is just a little tail that stuck out a little longer than this. So the image only printed to here, but I wanted it long enough so that I could stitch it in, if that makes sense, into my signature without cutting off the image. So then I just took my punch and made it little lace. I liked the way it came out. Didn't really plan it exactly, but once it was done, it lended itself to an attractive composition, I guess you could say. Okay, a rubber stamp embossed vellum bag, also tea-dyed, coffee-dyed. Little pocket, some of this really cool leafy lace. Didn't do much with this junk mail envelope, but the other side you'll see I did more with it. Tuck spot, and eventually I could still stamp or journal on it. I could always block that off with some gesso or add another stamp to it, but I just haven't decided what to do with that particular one. More old sheet music. There's that ribbon that's sticking out from that one page I showed you in video 1, where I wanted the book page to be laying vertically and not folded in half, so I had gone ahead, it's a little uneven, but tried my hand at stitching some ribbon to it to give it more space to stitch into the signature. Really old recipe, like this. This is how it, you know, when you fold a page in half, you see the other side eventually, but you don't get to read the whole thing, so that's what I didn't want to do with the other old book page. This is a very old recipe, macaroni pudding, yuck, but I love the little bunny that was on the bottom of the other side. Okay, another little bag. I don't know why, I just like to rubber stamp or emboss something on there. Some more artwork from the artist, the dragonfly look there. Stuck some washi tape to carry the gold theme through. Graph paper again, or I'm sorry, accounting paper I believe. More music. Extra strings, free of charge. This happens to be from a really old magazine called Modern Priscilla. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of that, had grandparents, but I actually found this at, I believe it was a craft show I did. A guy had some antique stuff, and I snagged up about 3 or 4 of those. October 1924. So these were like advertisements and whatnot in like a very old style magazine. Some more of Mooch's work. Oh, that's where I got cut off last time. This would be a sheet music if you were going to write your own music. That's what that is. Another pretty pocket. Again, when the paper's not double-sided or it's really thin, I like to kind of just, obviously I don't want to just have plain paper showing, so I go ahead. Doily, another pocket. Another book page on Napoleon. Thought that would be kind of appropriate. Revolution and Reaction. Victory in Italy, it says down there. This is the middle of that signature. And this I definitely saw somebody do. Loved it. I just didn't do a great job on it myself, because what I did is I folded this section, okay, as a piece of sheet music, as you can see, cut and folded. And I folded this down so far that it doesn't lend itself to really tucking anything too easily, okay, because my book is so chubby here. The journal's so chubby. Just some more little things. I covered this envelope with some other vellum and whatnot, but I love that look right there. Okay, this is a map I found of France. Colorful map, and it's bleeding because I Probably coffee dyed it and distressed it too soon after it came out of the printer. But I like that because, again, it's got Nouveau stuff written on it. Am I in there? Sorry, guys. Okay. Another pocket. Again, you can also tuck things in here. Sorry if I'm going fast, but I'm trying to catch it all. Just a little bit of lace so it sticks out. And this I've seen done by a bunch of people as well. I think Amity Bloom's channel, she did a bunch of textiles. She kind of inspired me the most to do a lot of the textile, and I did it on a tag. Looks pretty like much like Frankenstein there on the back, but it's I like the colors tied into the other colors I used. In fact, I think it's some of the same fabric. Sorry, there's a ladybug flying in front of my face here. Okay. Another floating pocket. This one is kind of neat. Again, I saw this somebody's video. Couple videos. Journaling spot can take that out. And again, I repeated that same lock stamp right here. And I thought about putting a real key here or even just a wooden cutout one, but I went ahead and just stamped that one again. Added some fibers to it and tucked it into there. So you got essentially, this is just the background paper to this, back side I should say. And, because it was nice thick cards, you know, decorative paper. And then I just went ahead and punched and stitched around it, corner rounded it to make another floating pocket. Okay, these paper clips I believe I purchased, but you could do the same look on your own, a little bit of lace. Okay, the other side of one of those really old 1924 advertisements, and I just went ahead and did the washi tape here. Not only do I like it, but the page was ripping. It's so old. Gosh, it's almost 100 years old. So I did that just to reinforce so it wouldn't continue to rip. Lace. Okay, the other side of that pocket. Again, I told you I was a little crazy with these, but I like the way that looked on this particular paper. Spot to write inside, guys. Heavy-handed coffee dyeing, but really love the way that looks. That's washi tape behind that, just ripped randomly. I didn't want to waste it, so I stuck it behind there. I did have to glue it down so it stayed better. The crown here, you see that stamp? I love that stamp. And again, I've been seeing this, and it's funny, I started trying at the same time I started seeing other people popping up little comments about it. But this particular tea bag, I should probably say, after it dries, guys, I just take the tea out. Obviously, I don't think you really want the tea to stay in there. Ripped a little hole where it wouldn't be seen on the sides. Shook as much tea out as I can. I've seen people rubber stamp on these. I've seen people paint on these. Some artist paints on them. I can't remember her name. Not a junk journal artist, but another artist. This happened to have a Ralph Waldo Emerson quote, "Earth laughs and flowers," so I just thought that was really cute. Perfect. The other side of that recipe book, Mrs. Keats' Church Supper Spaghetti. It's called the Mystic Seaport Cookbook. Again, I used some gel medium on that to just preserve it because it's pretty old. A little charm I found that reminded me of almost like a royal coin. So I put that in there. Okay. More images from my CD-ROM. Another book page about France. Okay, so here's the other side of that junk mail envelope I told you about. And I did just go ahead and adhere some more of the Art Nouveau CD-ROM images. And then because it has the window on the side, I was able to put a cute little piece of extra infirmament in there. That's an old July calendar. Okay. This got a little too distressed, but I do kind of like the way it looks, very ghostly almost. Part of Mooch's work. Tucked behind this particular little spot here. This paper happened to be cardstock, so it kind of holds it in there a little bit nicer. Kind of went crazy with these pockets. I know I repeated them quite often, but I like them. This is just a piece of vellum that I stamped. I had a big background stamp of French script. Okay. wrapped around it. Heavily coffee dyed it. Sometimes coffee dye doesn't stick too good to that type of material, but it did for that one. Last and final signature, guys, really quick. Tuck spots here and here. Again, I went ahead and hand dyed some of these ribbon roses and just made it for some 3D action there. Oh, my darling Clementine. This is I've seen this done a bunch of different times too. Love it. I love specimens, and being that I had to take entomology courses and whatnot in my floral design and horticulture classes, it just appeals to me. I think it's really cool. This kind of looks like a mock specimen. Again, this is just an acetate envelope that you get a lot of your crafts in nowadays. If you buy them at the store, Stampin' Up! Happens to send a lot of their items and products in these, so I've saved them because I just, long before I knew about junk journaling, and just stitch around them. Okay, this one I actually left the part where it's sticky open and didn't stitch it closed, so it is stitched there though. But I was thinking about adding some like rose petals or something, or could even do sparkles or glitter, or I don't know, anything that looks more specimen-y in there. Okay, and you can move that around. I thought it looked pretty because you could see this is an old print of floral. Am I still going, guys? Oh yes, we're still in business. Okay, really quick, this was, I believe, Gibbet Neri. I saw it. I don't really like the way this goes with the book. A little too pastel-y for me, but I love the idea. And again, being a reference guide for my own personal use, I liked that this was like a bookmark. And I believe she had hers adhered down, you know, and then this flipped open. But you could also make it as a floating bookmark. So, like that idea. Wanted to save it. Forgive me if others of you have shown that before. I just happened to watch her video. Another one of my stamps I've had. It's the same image from before. Love the vellum bags. Love how they turn out when you dye them. Okay, a little piece of graphing paper again. Again, another side of one of those modern Priscilla books. The ads are really funny from back then. I just love them. I'm sure in 100 years they'll be saying that about our ads and stuff. Coffee dye, a little crazy there. Ooh. Art Nouveau alphabet, some more colorful. Again, this is the image. I wanted to repeat it, the whole image, because some of it was blocked out on my cover. So I wanted to repeat it in here just to look at. I love that stuff. And you can see he did the gold, the way he did it, and I just put the gold leafing over that because it's so cool. Okay, so this is just regular cardstock paper, and I used one of my embossing folders from Stampin' Up! Or wherever you get your embossing folders from, and then took the brown ink and just went over it where it was upraised and stitched it onto this piece of paper for a cute little pocket. The other side of one of those other Mucha prints, pocket prints that I did. Really old book. It says the article 1883. Again, I had to gel medium this because it's so fragile. But the images on there are just so cool. So cool. Almost didn't want to use it. This is the actual piece of the book too, the page, which sometimes I kick myself over, but sometimes it just makes it that much more authentic. Okay, another little pocket. Don't have anything in there, guys, but you could see you could put something here, something here, something here. This one I didn't leave open on the sides, so. Here, I think I posted a picture of this on one of the groups when I started working on it. Really has nothing to do with Art Nouveau. Again, for the idea. Again, I believe Gibbet showed this, and it just was like, ah, I love it, I love it. So, and then this piece of image, sorry guys, losing my speech, was so cute. And then when you tuck this, you can tuck her anywhere, but when you tuck it, it almost looks like she's looking or spying on this little brother and sister and mother in the garden. Isn't that neat? So cute. Again, not Art Nouveau, which it's more fairy woodland, but you get the idea. Other side of that page. We're almost to the end, guys. And another pocket here. This is just an old vellum, I believe, again, from one of the stamping companies. And it got really even more crunchy once I put some coffee on it. You can't see the coffee dye, but it made it crunchy. A little bit of collaging going on here. So I left pockets. And you got the ribbon roses again over this. This was the color of that lace. And then that little ribbon, that little ivy leaf ribbon, I went ahead and dyed it with just some ink from one of my stamp pads. And some more gold to carry that gold through die cut leaves with some music. Okay, and there's the last picture from Mucha. I am a mother of 4 and a grandmother of 4, and I do daycare. It's my real job during the day, so I just really love that image. Not crazy about that, guys, but ignore that. Some more paper. Here's where you live and learn and mistakes, like I was telling you about trying to feed the paper through. Those are supposed to be snails from that CD-ROM. They're upside down. You know. Loved that image as well. A little more collaging with lace. Another one of the ads. And then I put it in some of the another Art Nouveau alphabet style. Same idea from before. I did learn also that punches don't work very great on thin vellum bags. It does look old, but it's just not a very clear punch. But I didn't mind it. Coffee dyeing again. And then the other side of that really pretty image, old image of roses, flowers. And we are pretty much there, guys. This is the end. And I did actually get a chance to try my hand at the magnetic clasp. This is very thick paper, so it actually was already like that. I didn't stamp on it or print on it, but I did coffee dye it. Washi taped over it. This is a little, not sure why I put that there, but I mean, I guess it's an okay pocket. But this is so cool. You know, I saw the videos on the magnetic, stuck a little tiny magnet here. I ordered mine from Amazon.com. They're just little tiny discs. And because I didn't see those anywhere in any craft stores around me here in Syracuse, New York. And then hid one under here. Ooh, you can kind of see it. I gotta go back in there and do that better. Okay? And hid that in there, and boop, love it, because it did not want to stay closed by itself. This is a rubber stamp. Alrighty. So I gotta glue that down a little better. But again, just trying different things out for the first time. I covered it with paper, thicker paper for the binding. That's that paper. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy this, and thanks for sticking with me. Again, a newbie at all this, so, and then if you want to see this a little better, scored that for like really under $2 in the clearance, and I just thought it lended itself perfectly. What I did to make sure I could attach it and it wouldn't be too, because it is a pretty heavy tassel, is I actually glued, before I put these signatures in, a little piece of, I don't know if you can see it, this right here, guys, is some heavy-duty crocheted ribbon, and I glued a loop of that inside, just so that I knew I was going to hang something substantial here, and that worked out pretty nice. Okay. Again, thanks so much, guys. I hope to get better at this and post a lot more videos and show more of my work and actually get a little more productive. This took me probably 2 months in my free time to make. So, yeah, that's not super productive, but I'm just so happy it's done, and I'm happy I got to share with you different things that I've learned and how it came out. All right, guys. God bless.